What's up, guys? This will just be a random read. Okay, so there may be a message here for you. This reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and Jupiter. Please only take what resonates and whatever does not. Don't force it to fit your situation. Apply the messages as it fits your situation and trust your intuition, okay? This reading may or may not resonate for you. So let's see. Let's see what the message is. What message wants to come through? What message wants to come through? What is the message that wants to come through? Let's see. A higher plan. A higher plan is unfolding for you, beyond what you can consciously comprehend. This divine design is perfectly aligned to support your growth as an individual, as well as the harmony of the collective. Unspoken words. There is something you have left unsaid, a truth that lingers in the air, heavy and unresolved. These words must find their voice, for they carry the power to liberate you and others. Closure. You've outgrown what once was. No matter how much you try, you cannot return to what no longer aligns. Find the doors meant for the version of you that you are becoming. Magic of a belief. When you believe in the magic of the universe, you activate portals beyond the reach of logic. Your energy expands and your vibration shifts, unlocking new dimensions of possibility and serendipity. What else? A new perspective. When the light changes, so does the landscape. Try viewing this situation through a different lens and stay open to the wisdom that comes when you dare to look from another angle. Accountability. Accountability begins with the willingness to look honestly at yourself, without excuses, without ego. What you see may be uncomfortable, but it's the very truth that will set you free. Consistency. Greatness isn't created in a single moment. It's built through consistent effort, one day at a time. Keep going, and your future self will thank you. The Lovers. Love is offered as a gift, but it is the choice to embrace it that gives it power. When you choose to open your heart to love, you unlock a deeper sense of meaning in even the smallest moments. Betrayal of trust. Trust has been shattered, leaving wounds deeper than words can express. Now you see the truth. Use it to move forward, wiser and stronger. Cutting ties. Not all connections are meant to last. Some bonds become chains, holding you back from the life you are destined to live. It's time to cut the ties that no longer serve you here. The bottom, spiritual path. Your spiritual aspects are calling out to you for deeper nourishment and attention, reminding you that the physical is just one part of your existence. This is a time to seek higher wisdom here. Okay? Underneath that, finding your place. The world is vast, yet there is a space only you can feel. This is not just physical location, but a sense of alignment with your purpose. Limitless. This is your invitation to think bigger, dream bigger. The world has placed limits on what's possible. Now's the time to see for yourself what's beyond them. Okay? So give me a second to take this spread in. Okay. Just trust my intuition. So this feels like a massive turning point reading. Okay, not soft energy either. This is the kind of spread that shows someone standing between an old identity collapsing and a new one trying to fully emerge. Everything here keeps circling around one core message. You already know what needs to change. Okay, the soul knows before the mind catches up. And the first thing standing out is unspoken words. Okay, besides closure. That combination feels heavy. Okay, there's something emotionally unfinished here. Something swallowed, delayed, avoided, or kept polite for too long. Okay, maybe it's a truth you never admitted to yourself. Maybe it's something someone else desperately needed to hear. But these cards are saying silence is becoming its own burden now. Okay, the longer something stays trapped inside, the heavier the energy gets. And honestly, this doesn't even feel like ordinary communication anymore. Okay, it feels karmic. Okay, like your spirit is demanding honesty because your next chapter can't fully open while part of you is still emotionally chained to what was never resolved. Okay, then you have this betrayal of trust and cutting ties here. Which feels like the moment illusion breaks. Somebody showed you who they were. Or maybe a situation revealed its true nature after you kept hoping it would change. What's important is this. Okay, the cards are not asking you to go backwards and repair something that already expired spiritually. They're asking you to accept that you've evolved past it. That's why closure says you cannot return to what no longer aligns. Okay, even if nostalgia tries to tempt you, your spirit would feel suffocated trying to fit back into an old version of yourself. Okay, the interesting part is that this reading doesn't feel bitter at all. It actually feels liberating. Because right after all this emotional heaviness comes, a higher plan, magic of belief, limitless, and finding your place here. That's huge. Okay, it says the endings are not punishments, they're redirections. So there's a bigger alignment happening underneath the surface that your conscious mind can't fully calculate yet. Some things are being removed because they literally cannot follow you where you are headed. Okay? A new perspective here. Feels important too because your reality may start changing the moment you stop viewing yourself through old wounds, old disappointments, or old limitations. Sometimes the breakthrough isn't external first, it's internal perception. Okay, the light changes, then the landscape changes. This accountability card is strong because it's not just about other people hurting you. It's also asking, where have you abandoned yourself, okay? Where did you already know the truth but stayed anyway? 11:44 on my timer. Okay? Where are you being called to mature emotionally, spiritually, mentally? Okay, that's where consistency comes in. This reading is not about one magical overnight transformation. It's about rebuilding yourself through repeated choices. Okay, choosing yourself consistently. Choosing growth consistently. Day by day. Okay, little by little. That's how the new life forms. Okay, 12:21 on my timer. The Lovers here honestly feels deeper than romance. Okay, it feels like alignment, choice, union between your soul and your actions here. I just saw 1, 2, 3, 4 on my timer. Cannot make this up. So, love becomes powerful when it's chosen consciously instead of from loneliness, fear, trauma, okay, or attachment. Some of you may absolutely have a relationship theme happening, but even then, the message feels bigger. Okay, stop choosing connections that cost you your peace or your identity. Okay, and the bottom energy here of spiritual path, finding your place, limitless, feels like your spirit waking up harder now. Okay, some people hit a point where surface level living stops satisfying them completely. Okay, they start craving meaning, truth, purpose, depth, okay, authenticity. That's what this feels like. Okay, your soul is asking for expansion. So, real life wise, this reading can look like someone finally emotionally detaching from someone they outgrew. Okay, speaking of truth, you've been suppressing, leaving an old environment, mindset, or relationship cycle. Okay, realizing betrayal actually redirected your life here. Okay, becoming more disciplined with your purpose, reconnecting to spirituality or intuition, discovering a completely different path than the one you originally planned here. Okay, and understanding that endings created space for alignment. Okay, so overall, this reading says your life is trying to reposition you into deeper alignment, even if the process feels uncomfortable right now. Some doors are closing because they belong to an older version of you. Okay, the new version of you requires different spaces, different energy, different standards, different beliefs, and honestly, different people. Okay? So, I want to get more here. At the bottom here, let's get pulled from the bottom. Malicious intent. Be mindful of those around you. Not all intentions are what they seem. Notice when the energy feels off and use your discernment to gain better clarity. You also have a relocation. Life is calling you to a new location, bringing with it the energy of evolution and greater purpose. This move is guiding you closer to a place that feels like home. Bad weather. Clouds gather and the winds howl. A storm is inevitable. This is not a time to fight the elements, but to prepare or reschedule your plans. Then you have a revelation. I'm just repositioning these cards. The veils are parting and hidden truths are ready to be revealed. This revelation may challenge your current perceptions, but it will ultimately empower you to act from a place of truth. The spirit world. The spirit realm is communicating with you, whether through symbols, synchronicities, or inner knowing. Be open to receiving connection and support from guides, ancestors, and loved ones beyond the veil. Underneath here, power struggles. Control and influence are being tested. Be mindful of who holds the power in this situation. Are you leading with integrity, or are you being led by someone else's agenda? Okay. So all of this last layout of 5 cards that I just put here, this deepens the reading a lot because now the energy shifts from inner transformation into external confirmation. It's like the universe is saying, pay attention to what's happening around you now, because the signs are no longer subtle. Okay? Malicious intent, right beside power struggles. Is the first thing that jumps out hard. Okay, somebody around this situation does not have pure motives. Okay, this doesn't automatically mean evil mastermind energy, but it absolutely feels manipulative, competitive, controlling, passive aggressive, jealous, or emotionally dishonest. Somebody may be trying to maintain influence over you, your decisions, your emotions, your direction, or even your confidence. And the cards are warning you not to ignore your instincts just because someone looks convincing on the surface. Okay, the fact that revelation comes after this tells me masks are slipping. Okay, hidden agendas, hidden feelings, hidden truths. Something is coming into the light. Okay, you may suddenly understand why certain things felt emotionally draining, confusing, inconsistent, or spiritually heavy here. Okay, sometimes revelations doesn't come through one dramatic event either. Excuse me. Sometimes it's quiet, a quiet moment where everything suddenly clicks and you can never unsee the truth again. So I'm going to be honest. The bad weather here card feels symbolic and literal at the same time. Okay, symbolically, emotional turbulence, conflict, delays, unstable energy, tension building beneath the surface. Um, and literally speaking, plans get postponed, travel interruptions, needing to wait before making a major move, feeling like circumstances force you at a pause here. But the card specifically says prepare or reschedule. Okay, not panic, that matters. This isn't giving permanent destruction energy. It's more like don't rush forward blindly while the energy is chaotic, okay? Take time out to regroup first. Observe first. Protect your peace first, okay? Now, relocation. Sitting in this spread feels extremely important, especially connected to finding your place. From the earlier pool, this honestly feels like somebody spiritually outgrowing an environment altogether. Okay, sometimes people don't realize how much a place affects them until they leave it. Certain environments keep old versions of us alive. Okay, certain places drain us, limit us, trigger survival mode, or keep us emotionally trapped in cycles we've already spiritually graduated from. Okay, this relocation could be an actual physical move, leaving a workplace, distancing from a toxic social circle, or emotionally relocating away from old attachments, moving towards a completely different lifestyle or purpose. Okay, and the phrase closer to a place that feels like home feels important because this isn't just about geography. It's alignment, belonging, energetic resonance, okay? Then you have the spirit world, which honestly feels like confirmation that your intuition is increasing right now. Okay, you may notice repeating numbers, 2255, vivid dreams, random memories resurfacing, strong gut feelings, songs, messages lining up perfectly here. Feeling emotionally sensitive to energy shifts, sensing when someone's energy changes before they speak. 2320 on my timer. So this reading feels very spiritually active, like the veil between your conscious awareness and deeper knowing is thinner right now. The key is discernment, not fear. Okay, discernment. Because malicious intent plus spirit world together can make people spiral into paranoia, okay, if they're not grounded. But this reading feels more like trust what you sense, observe the patterns, stop overriding red flags, and protect your energy. Hmm. So the biggest thing tying all these cards together is power. Okay? Power struggle. So who has the power over your emotions? Okay? Who has influence over your decisions? Who benefits from your confusion, your silence, your guilt, or self-doubt? Okay? And where are you finally reclaiming your own authority? That's the deeper lesson underneath all of this. All right, this looks like someone waking up spiritually and emotionally at the same time. You're seeing truths clearer now about people, environments, relationships, and even yourself, okay? Some connections may feel increasingly uncomfortable because your awareness is expanding beyond the illusions that once kept things together. And with revelation, with revelation here, I don't think the truth stays hidden much longer. Something comes into full view. Okay, once it does, the path forward becomes a lot clearer. Even if it forces difficult decisions at first, okay? So, I'm gonna end this reading here and grab my script. But this was a very powerful reading. Don't forget to like, subscribe, okay, if this resonated. Take only what aligned with you and apply it. Make sure you stay grounded, stay protected, and most of all, stay rooted in your truth, okay? And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.